Joining us now in studio, a man who is doing work with former Cougar athletes, helping them find crazy numbers like Sky Povey, and a guy who did work for the Cougars on the field in 2007 to 2011, former linebacker Jordan Pendleton. Jordan, welcome to BYU Sports Nation.
Thanks for having me, man.
Apparently, you're also listening to your own advice and working out because you're looking pretty big and strong, man.
Got to practice what you preach, man.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Yep. Let's talk about the transition of what has happened in the game of college football and how trainers are approaching things. You said something interesting yesterday, that you're on the same page with Frank Wintrich, BYU's new strength and conditioning coach. Why did you say that?
I had the opportunity to meet with Frank for a little bit when I went down for the, when we were announcing the signees of 2015. And, for a while I've been preaching that we've needed a change in that department. Not because I didn't love the coaches that were there before us, but because that's what I'm passionate about, and that's that's what I do now. That's my profession now, and I just saw a need for change. And having met with Frank, Frank never was here when I was here, but for him to take the opportunity out of his day to talk with me about different philosophies and talk to me about our approach to training, what I found is not only we have a lot of the same beliefs, but his way and style of doing it, I think, is what BYU needs at this point in time. We've seen way too many injuries over the past several years, and we can sit here and say that a lot of these injuries are, because of what has happened on the field. I totally disagree. I think a lot of these injuries can be prevented if we have the proper training. I remember my senior year or my junior year, I was there. We had 8 labrum tears in our shoulder that year. Yeesh. 8 different guys wearing slings that couldn't, play spring ball, that were rehabbing all the way up to before the season even started, and including myself. I was one of those. I've actually torn it 3 times at BYU.
Wow. And
just wait and watch and see this year how many labrum tears there are. I bet it drops substantially, and we'll be able to see that. But I'm on board with Frank and what he teaches. So
you tweeted 12 days ago, the same thing. Love seeing BYU training with med balls, sled sprints, functional movement stuff, etc. Thank you, Frank. Finally, I can see eye to eye. So tell us about some of these things that maybe you see Frank doing that are different, and what effect they have.
First things first, we're football players. We're powerful, we are explosive, we are fast. We are not Olympic lifters. Okay, you have Olympic lifters, you have power lifters, and then there's football players. We're not those other 2 things. So to make your main core lifts all about Olympic lifting or powerlifting, it doesn't translate to the field of football. And so, by throwing a med ball explosively and by power cleaning, you're getting the same effect on your central nervous system. Whether I throw a 8-pound ball as far as I can, or whether I'm cleaning 330 pounds, it has the same effect on our central nervous system. Now, you tell me which one is going to be less injury rate. You tell me which one applies more to football.
You're preaching to the choir. Look at us.
Exactly right.
Explosive.
So I would much rather have a kid that can throw a 8-pound med ball 20-plus yards and shoot his hips through and get hip extension versus power cleaning 350 pounds. Because just because you're strong doesn't mean you're explosive, and doesn't mean that you can move in the context of football. And not only that, Olympic lifting is a very complex movement. We have 100 guys in the weight room at the same time. You can't sit and break down an Olympic lift to 100 different kids. I didn't even know how to power clean when I got to college. And I'm sitting here, I'm naturally a strong dude. I'm sitting here power cleaning 350 pounds, and I still don't even have proper form. So to sit and break down proper form of such a complex lift to 100 different people would take months on months. It would take a whole summer to do so. Explosive med ball throw, very easy to teach, has the same effect on your central nervous system. You're getting the same effect out of it from an explosive standpoint. But now we're not loading the body with all this weight, and we're not putting ourselves in a complex movement where we can get injured. And so that's why, seeing that he took away the Olympic lifting and he does all that stuff, that's all the same stuff I do. And that's what I believe in. And so I was very excited to see that. And another thing, too, getting Coach Mendenhall away from the Olympic lifting and having him be able to opened his eyes to a new style of training, that's huge as well. So you have to give a lot of credit to Coach Mendenhall for being open-minded and letting Frank do his thing.
Jordan Pendleton, the owner of Pendleton Performance and former BYU linebacker between 2007 and 2011, making his BYU Sports Nation debut in Studio B. Really interesting stuff. And you said something a moment ago that is music to every BYU fan's ears, and that is less injuries, because it was a injury-riddled campaign last year, obviously highlighted by the unfortunate circumstance with Taysom Hill. But, I mean, just tons of guys going down. So you're predicting way less injuries, soft tissues or not. What else is an indicator that things are working on the field?
I think not only the injury, I mean, the injuries is huge because, you know, like we saw last year, if you don't have your best guys on the field, it does not matter what you do. You saw that with Taysom, you saw that with Jamal. We're only as good as our best guys on the field. So that's the huge thing. But I think also, and I've seen these results with myself. Sky Povey came in to train with me for Pro Day. Sky Povey was labeled an unathletic white safety. Sky Povey also put up the 6th best spark rating in the entire country this year for all safeties who performed in either their Pro Day or at the NFL Combine. 6th.
It's amazing.
Out of any safety or DB in the entire country.
Explain what goes into the spark rating.
Spark rating takes into account all of your different test scores, whether it's broad jump, high jump, or vertical jump, your 5-10-5, your shuttle, your 3-cone, your 40-yard dash. It takes in all those things. It puts it into a, you know, however they want to score it out, puts it into a percentage. He came out 6th%. He was in the 97th or 98th percentile, which is substantial. Now, if you were to tell me Sky Povey would have done that 4 or 5 months ago, you would have laughed at my face. So not only are we going to see less injuries, I think we're going to get faster. I really do. I think we're going to get faster. I think we're going to get stronger, but not strong in a sense that, I can power clean 350 pounds, but I'm strong on the field. Whether it's, you know, Jamal making his different cuts with his knee being stronger, or, you know, Taysom being able to still run and play his game, but be able to efficiently make better cuts, or, you know, have his muscles in his leg be able to hold up better. Just a ton of different things I think we're going to see.
The quickness is something that BYU football, quite frankly, has lacked in the recent past. And so when you say speed and quickness and agility, that's an exciting prospect.
And to me, that's huge, Jordan, because the 2015 schedule is extremely challenging. You're going to play a lot of Power 5 teams, plus Boise State, plus Cincinnati, plus East Carolina. So this is the perfect time for BYU to kind of amp up for this schedule and the future schedules.
Yeah, absolutely. You see all these teams on our schedule, and the first thing you say is these teams have better athletes than us. Well, it doesn't have to be the case. I think we get good athletes. I mean, Taysom Hill is one of the best athletes we will ever see, probably in college sports. Jamal, you can't tell me he's not athletic. You can't tell me we don't have athletes now.
Mitch Matthews, for crying
Mitch
out
Matthews is a stud. He's tall, he's long, he can go up and catch the ball. But now, can we keep these guys healthy? And then can they display that on the field and be faster, be more explosive, be more athletic? And we're going to have to be going up against some of these teams.
When you look at the core that's coming back defensively specifically, and we're going to go to the linebacker position because that's what you did, who do you feel like will be the impact player at linebacker for BYU football this year and moving forward?
You know, one guy I've always loved and have seen a ton of potential in, I think he hasn't just broken through yet, is Manoa Pakula. I think he has to be big for them this year just because of his build. The fact that he's going to be a senior, he's got to step up and take that leadership role. And so he's going to be huge, and I hope he has a breakout year. But aside from that, Fred Warner. I mean, you know, I've heard a lot about this kid. I haven't seen him in person. I've heard about him, and I was able to watch him a little bit when he got in last year as a true freshman. But, you know, from what I've heard, he's a freak, and he's going to have to come up huge for us as well this year. And I think he has the potential to do so.
Check him out, owner of Pendleton Performance, Jordan Pendleton, who, by the way, helped Austin Colley in his road back as well in the Canadian Football League. So you're helping some good stuff, and I'm sure BYU Sports Nation is thrilled about that.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
You got it, man. We appreciate you coming in Studio B.